Hey guys, what's up? This is our review for Inside Out.
Inside Out is a new Pixar movie. There was a before and after for me in the Pixar history timeline. There's a before Cars 2 and there's an after Cars 2, okay? So before Cars 2, every Pixar movie is a fucking classic. It's a masterpiece in animation. But after Cars 2, man...
Even Cars 1 was kind of like, of all that magical shit, it was like the least magical. But then Cars 2...
Cars 2 was just shit. And then the next two movies after it, which were Brave and Monsters University, I mean, they weren't that bad, but they were not Pixar.
Yeah, they were not of the caliber of like, Toy Story 1 through fucking 3 or Bug's Life,
Or all of the other Pixar movies, right? Yeah. But now we have Inside Out and this shit is Pixar back to form.
Okay, first right off the top, Pixar, they're known as one of the first studios. They put out Toy Story the same goddamn year that Windows 95 came out. And if you're young enough, old enough to remember that shit, Windows 95 was very shitty. But then that shit came out and it was brilliant. And, the animation has just been getting better and better. And this movie's no different. Some of the backgrounds, they look like almost like photorealistic, the people. But yeah, the animation as always is fantastic.
The movie follows Riley and, she's a happy girl and you see how everything, all the main emotions work in her head. But then, they move out of town and shit goes down.
Yeah, and this movie, it really is, like every other Pixar movie before it. It's for all audiences of all ages, If you're a kid, you're gonna understand everything she's going through. If you're an adult, the same thing. All these experiences are universal. It's packaged in a way where the adults will really enjoy the message it has to convey, but the kids will enjoy all the cartoony shit and all that.
Yeah, I just feel like kids are gonna be like, oh, look at this, it's so much fun.
Yeah.
And adults are gonna be like, this is some deep shit.
Yeah, because it is. That's another thing. This movie is very emotional, just nostalgic, and just if you're a parent, I'm not a parent, but if I was, I can only imagine the type of shit that you're feeling during the movie, especially if you have almost like a teenage daughter. All the voice actors in this movie were like perfect for the little emotions that they were playing. Amy Poehler was Joy. And she kind of like, if you ever seen Parks and Rec, she's basically Leslie Knope, but like cranked up to 11. Just so much, energy and, positivity. Louis Black was anger. And if you've ever seen his stand-up, he basically just yells and screams the whole time. And, that was the angry character.
Yeah.
But
every voice actor was like perfectly cast for the character.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a short review, okay? Because we wanna keep it vague. Yeah. So you can experience all this shit for you.
Yeah, because this movie, really the only preview I saw was like, it's a scene in the movie, but it's a very small scene.
Even if you see the previews, you know how Pixar previews are? They never really tell you
very,
like
very
everything.
Vague. Like, I didn't know anything. I went into this movie very blind, like not knowing really what to expect. And I ended up really enjoying it.
Yeah, so basically, the biggest positive I can give this movie is that it's an original idea, it's not a sequel. And besides that, like they were able to take the idea and the execution, because sometimes you have a great idea but you don't know how to execute it properly. Yeah. But in this case, it was perfectly executed.
Okay, and like this movie, we can't have enough good things to say about it. But the only con that we have is that it will wreck you emotionally at the end.
Yeah, like now I don't know who I am or why am I?
Yeah, you have an existential crisis at the end of the movie. You start to contemplate things. Redo the rigmarole in your life. I don't know. It's a very, you gotta go home and like rethink your life.
There's nothing really wrong with this movie, and it's just that I'm gonna save the 5 for something Mad Max level, but it's a 4.5 out of 5, and it's amazing. You should go see it. Okay, so
yeah, Mike's plugged in, right?
That's it, guys. Go watch this movie. It's good.
Yeah, go watch it. As always, Victor and Jose, Reinventing the Real. We'll see you next time.